Warning, the following episode contains adult language and screaming goats. Listener discretion is advised.
All right, Dennis, we've got to talk about a new release. Just launched. This thing just launched. American Pinball launches Cirqus Voltaire Reimagined. How about that? And I'm going to give the guys credit over there. If you're going to remake a game, they threw a huge uppercut punch here. They really seem to have done it right.
Tiger uppercut.
We're going to go over all of the features and everything and our thoughts about this remake, but well done team over there for sure, especially if we're talking about remakes and how they stack up to the other companies' remakes. If this all pans out as it looks, as it's presented to us, dynamite work here. I think anybody that likes Cirqus Voltaire is going to be very excited about this, as well as people who aren't familiar, have never owned Cirqus Voltaire. Is still extremely engaging based on what they're presenting and what they're offering. There are two models of this game, viewer. One's the classic edition, like with a lot of remakes, built to demand, just pretty much like it looked in the past with some enhancements that are more modern, but they're trying to give you the classic edition game that you are used to. Then they're coming out with a reimagined Ringmaster Edition. They're limiting it to 772 units. And this is kind of the LE model, if you will. We'll talk about pricing in a minute. But some manufacturers are different in their approaches to distinction. Do they have just one model and it's all reimagined? Do they have two models? One's more classic, one's more eccentric. Do they have the same features? They just have art differences. The model that they're bringing to the table is two models, and tell me if I'm wrong, Dennis, but one distinctly feels like very much the classic. They're upgrading the stuff that is just modern enhancements that newer pinball machines have. But the Ringmaster, that's where they're throwing literal bells and whistles.
Their write-up materials that they've put together regarding the classic edition is pretty basic, and I get that because you kind of already know what you would be getting in terms of you mentioned like the RGB lighting is going to be there. Yeah. So some of the inserts
bigger on both of the models.
Right. So you've got. So there are still changes to accommodate things like that, like you're going to have clear inserts because of the RGB rather than the old way where they were different colors.
Better sound system.
Right.
New code on the classic if you want it.
Yeah. So. LCD display is going to be there, larger than what the classic edition's DMD was. So you've got that sort of thing. Also, I think the bell mechanism is actually in the back box on the classic. But yeah, the Ringmaster edition is like covered in sculpts and stuff. Yeah. Like they've just
over the top, whether you like it or not. It is. Right. It is very Cirqus Voltaire.
No, it looks very full. That was my first thought when I saw this. And I actually went back to IPDB and started looking at images to see the true original classic and comparing it to the Ringmaster just to understand what all was reimagined. And really, other than the layout, they reimagined a lot. Like the playfield art's reimagined. It's not
Cirqus
just
Voltaire
like a
historically was a loud game. Like visually pretty loud. It's a circus and it's an original theme. So John Papaduke's iteration and who was it? I want to say Silver was the artist for the original. I think his name was Cameron Silver is my guess if I'm playing Pinball Jeopardy. Cameron Silver. That doesn't sound right though. Bankrupt.
Actually, I have this all loaded up. So.
Oh, do you really? Let's see.
I do. So, you're right. Cameron Silver.
Dang. See?
Good job.
Not as bad at pinball trivia.
He was credited for design. Art was done by Linda Deal.
Oh, I've never heard of that. Okay.
So John Papaduke and Cameron Silver designed the game. The concept was John's. And then the art is Linda Deal. There.
Interesting. Okay. So, yeah.
And Cameron did the software.
Software, too. Okay. I'm just proud of my Cameron Silver. Whew.
Yeah, I don't know Cameron.
He's done a couple Papaduke things, I believe.
Okay, let's
not
see.
Much.
Well,
not much.
He worked on Corvette. That's a Gomez.
Okay.
Indianapolis 500, Judge Dredd,
there.
Scared Stiff.
Oh shit! So he was in the Valley.
Star Wars Episode 1, Shadow. So, okay, he did a few
I remember
things.
Cameron Silver with Shadow. Yeah.
Okay, he was busy mid-90s.
Wonder if he's making
Mostly
slot
worked on the
machines or what
Midway
happened.
line of products, though.
Yeah.
Though episode 1 in Flintstones were Williams.
Okay.
Because, they had that weird split.
One of the visual things, and we'll go through all the categories here, but my first impression was it is very Cirqus Voltaire. There's a lot going on in this. I like the reimagining of the scrolls. You're going to hear me say that a couple of times. I really love that. I love that they stayed true, but still modernized it. I'm always hesitant on the Brian Allen total change of artwork. This one is very similar, not to compare with other companies, but it is what it is. Brian Allen did the work on Tales of Arabian Nights remake by Pedretti Gaming, and I like that he restrained himself a bit on that, as he seems to have done here. Things are not grossly misproportioned for stylistic choices. It is very much a reimagining and staying true to what it was, but also contemporizing it. I don't know if it's a word. So it looks good. The artwork in general, the classic edition is essentially the same original artwork, but the remaster edition, that has the reimagined artwork package by Brian Allen. New playfield art, new backbox art, new plastics art, new cabinet art, interior art blades. So this thing is bleeding art everywhere, kind of like the newer Spookies. Everywhere they can put art, they will. Individually numbered magnetic apron art. There's a magnetic coin door art now. And yeah, so it is jam-packed full of colorful artwork. What are your thoughts on the art package here? Like it, hate it?
Yeah. I mean, generally, I like his style that he does. Like, again, if you compare to the original, I just think his line art quality is superior overall. And again, this is a game that had a beloved art package. And for a lot of people, they're not going to want the new art package because it's so different. But same with Tales. When you do the comparison, and I think part of it was simply that back in the day with the screen printing and stuff, there were just more restrictions. So it wasn't like the artists were worse back then.
Sure, you're right.
So, but I think if you compare like the backlash to the Ringmaster backlash, you see there's just more detail included. So that's what I mean when I say like the line art is better. There's just more detail there. It's busier as well. I personally think he did a pretty good job. I think he seemed to be more inspired by the classic Flyer, which is what was dripping in green. The game, the sides and stuff of the original game are very, very green, but like the back glass and the playfield, I don't really associate with being very green. There's, that's where you started to see a lot more like purples on the apron and stuff. And in the case of what he's done, he's basically seemed to put a lot of green up on all external parts of the game. I guess the playfield isn't really all that much, but everything else, like even the back glass is dripping in green now, which
that's true. Yeah.
I think is maybe a bit much, but I mean but it's balanced well.
Yeah, I like the purple trim package on that Ringmaster too. If we're talking about toys and mechs features, the Ringmaster edition has all the general mechanisms and toys from the original. But they did have additional, like this is where they added a lot to this game to make it worthy of 2026 releases. Additional sculpting for the slings and for the outlanes. That's that Art of Pinball where we get nice sculpted pieces there. We get shooter rod that is sculpted. We get... I don't know how this thing works, Dennis, but I am a sucker for this, what they're calling art lock. I hate the name of it, but the art lock, where it's a sculpt for where the key would go on the coin door. I don't know how the mechanism works, but it is a sexy little sculpt there that I really enjoy. I hope that it's I don't know, and I'm sorry if it doesn't do this, but I was wanting it just to be a spring-loaded turn that comes back, and that's how you open it up. I think that would be lovely. But it may just turn kind of like the keyless home editions turn, like a little side turn kind of thing. I would love for it to be spring loaded, but so that looks good. A complete powder coated metallic trim package, including the coin door, the wire form shooter plate, the ringing bell. So it does have a ringing bell in the Ringmaster edition. It's just purple, etc. I love all of that powder coat. Laser cut illuminated armor rails. So they're doing this whole with the lighting, RGB lighting inside of it too. We've seen a couple. I think they did that with Alice's. I think it was Alice's that did that.
I really like that here. The cut. I like the step right up
sense.
and how how the RGBs allow those to illuminate a different way. I think it's a really clean look. That's a nice touch.
They've got RGB speaker lighting, what they're calling Crystal Lux premium cabinet decals. I can only assume, again, I'm not well versed on this, not trained yet on this product per se, but I'm guessing it's kind of like Rad Cali. That's what companies, Barrels and JJP seem to be doing. So that's that. Shaker motor comes with this magic glass. So it's fully packed. How do you feel about all of these extra features on the game? Do they work for you? Do they not work for you? Is it one of the same?
Yeah, no, it's most of it's window dressing. So I think it looks good with the way they went. Like, it's still very whimsical. So like the little cannon sculpts that are they remind me of candy canes because they got stripes all over them to tie in with kind of the, that circus feel, the whimsy of the circus. And so all of that, I thought it's a nice touch. They're not, they're not large or anything. They're not in the way. They just sit on stuff and they give it more three-dimensional depth and character. So no, I thought, especially given like the vibrancy with all the RGB lighting, just how bright the game is. Whoever shot the promo stuff did a really good job because all this lighting shots look really good.
The photos.
The photos look great. So given that, the way it looks, and I've always looked at the older versions of photos like on IPDB and stuff, which are much more drab. They're shot by amateurs though, and they're not always well lit. It's all a nice touch. It's not, I don't really think there's necessarily all that much honestly really there on the playfield itself when you start going with the Radcal-esque styling and stuff to give that more depth and stuff. Here's one of the things that's sort of an artistic choice I've noticed that Brian did that I'm going to question a little bit because it reminds me of Tales. And in Tales, original Tales of the Arabian Nights, a lot of the stuff is like about the people on a journey. You see a lot of people traveling through the desert telling the tales. And then when he did his version, he started bringing up like a lot of jinns and just, mythical creatures and stuff. And here, again, you look back at the original circus art and what's available on the classic edition, and you see a lot of, acrobats and the ringmaster and all of that, it's people. And does he just favor non-people? Because there are a lot of animals now.
I'm glad he does personally, because it is hard to make animated people likable versus animals. Ask Disney and Pixar. It's not easy to make.
But I mean, there are elephants and lions and a cat,
and tigers and bears. Oh my!
I saw a bear. I don't think I saw a tiger.
No. Yeah, you're right though. Like, they're really leaning into the Cheshire Cat type of character that we see on the original side of the cabinet. But
that's the big whiff of this.
You've got that on the coin door. You've got that cat on the playfield. I like the lion by the drain area. I do like that.
Yeah, I did think that was a nice touch because the original drain's actually fairly boring. But
I like the ringmaster. Do you like the looks of the not the mold of the ringmaster, but the character that they're using? I mean, it looks like the mold, but
yeah,
I think this is a good thing. But I'm going to say it. This may be the busiest pinball machine ever made. This ringmaster makes the classic edition kind of like plain and boring. This thing is just a feast for the eyes. It feels very much like what J-pop has tried to do back in the 90s, and then just maximized, because wow, it's just very, very loud as a pinball machine. Almost like what they tried to do with Magic Girl, what everybody loved about Magic Girl. Remember when that would, like, people still want to see that game come to fruition, but that's Zombie Yeti artwork. But it was almost like this, where it was just so much line art and so loud, colors everywhere, and it's just shit everywhere. That's what this, because I'm just looking at the playfield stuff and the cabinet and the interior art blades and the apron art and the coin door art. It's like, there's no breathing. But a lot of times the speaker panel will let you breathe. Coin door will let you breathe. armor, or if there's no interior art blades, that'll let you breathe a little bit. Not on this game. This game is, I'm surprised they didn't make the effing powder coat like striped or something just to give it even more like swirls. Woo! It is very, very busy. Okay. The layout stays the same for the most part. But what they did add to the Ringmaster Edition, interactive topper and scrolls. It's like a duo topper because there's a regular topper that features an illuminated rising acrobats, each with like a high wire ball lock. With each of the high wire ball locks, you get the illuminated rising acrobat, spinning hat twirl with each of the cannon fire, and you get mode activated RGB lighting within the two scrolls. So the topper is lighting up, moving. Then they added the scrolls that are also lit up and almost edge lit with like a poly or like a plexi or something, plastic type of thing. And classic owners will be happy to know that they can also purchase the topper and or the scrolls if they would like. The topper is going to be $1,099 and the scrolls are $649. So if you're adding them together, you got like $1,750 topper that you can add that is already added to the Ringmaster Edition. But I'm the topper guy, so I've got to express my thoughts of this topper. I like the scrolls on the original, the molding. It always looked a little different than the Bally Williams counterparts that did have toppers, because it wasn't a topper, but it was kind of a dressing for the head. So it was topper-esque. I would call it a topper still because it lies on the top of the game, but it almost comes down like the fast break. The commercial NBA fast break had like something that came down the side of the head too, to showcase all the teams and such. It's got that. So I never thought it needed a topper for Cirqus Voltaire, the original, because the scrolls are pretty sexy. I like them. On this, I very much favor these scrolls. I love that they have that thick plastic you guys can see in the detailed pics. And then they're RGB lit, they're interactive. For me, that's all I would need, because I just love the homage to the original, but just making it so much more dynamic. And I do like molded scrolls that they did back in the 90s, but there is something about the cleanliness and the sharpness of that plastic that backlights these scrolls. I am a fucking huge fan of the looks of these scrolls. Even though one might say, well, they cheapened out because it's plastic. I'm okay here because I know what this plastic can do with that thick edging of plastic. I love that. The topper is beautiful. I'm good with it. It fits. I like how the artwork kind of goes from the back box into the topper. So the integration is really well done. So I love that. I love the artwork on there too. So I'm glad, because I'm going to do the Ringmaster myself. I'm glad that the topper looks good, but the scrolls is where it's at for me.
Yeah, I think I overall favor the scrolls over the topper, I guess, if I were to pick. I think the RGB lighting does make up for I don't know what the originals were made out of, if those were actually wood or if they were plastic too.
They were plastic. It's like a rubbery plastic.
Yeah. So I actually like these. I think it's a nice touch. The topper looks good. There are two things I don't love about it. One is it's a flat plastic set. There's just a cheapness to flat plastic that I think is really, I think people see it when they look at it. And it's just, when you're into these price points, a two-dimensional spinning thing alone isn't enough. With the acrobats, maybe. Here's another thing, and it's not really the topper's fault because this is used elsewhere, but the topper makes it prominent. This Mad Hatter cat thing, I think, is a huge whiff. I think it's a huge miss.
You don't like that cat?
No, I don't like him being. It's not. Was the cat ever in the original game? I have poured over original art and I've not found it.
It is on the side of the head. The cat holds the tickets to the circus, but other than that, I don't know. I think the cat comes up in the animations in the original, so it is a main character, but it's not predominant at all.
All right. My problem with it, and plenty of other people probably won't care, which is fine, but I'm here to give my opinion. And my opinion is that the way it's been interpreted by Brian, because, okay, I'm looking at a photo of the original, and I see what you mean by the cat being there, but it didn't look like, to me, it did not look like the Cheshire Cat. And this is screaming for an Alice in Wonderland comparison, a game you do not want compared to. Like, you don't want to taint yourself with that, with Trailer Park Alice. Yeah. And it feels like
some of the same people came over, though. Like Melvin came over from that company, didn't
you know what? But I mean, there was a cat topper on that thing. This reminds me of it.
I get that. I get that argument.
It starts to feel a little bit like we're taking from another company that you shouldn't need to take from. And I don't think that was the intention. I think that, and that's why I asked about, was the cat ever featured anywhere else? But the cat on the original, and I guess on the classic edition, back box looked like a more normal cat. Just like a mean, normal cat that someone had trained to take tickets.
That's right.
And they stuck a hat on it and said, "Don't give anyone rabies." That's what it looks like to me. Whereas with this is like, I came out of the wrong game, but here I am running the show. It's like, is the ringmaster the feature or is this cat the feature? Because they even dressed the cat like he's in the same color hat as the ringmaster's coat. Like, why isn't the ringmaster the one up on the top? I'm assuming the thought was that's too much ringmaster because he's prominent in the back glass. But I just don't like it. I don't like him on the playfield. He's on the cat's on the playfield also. I don't like it. I feel like
cat's away, the mice will play.
You're begging for a comparison to Dutch with it for no gain. There's no reason to have the cat featured.
Yeah, that does feel like maybe it had some Melvin influence there, potentially.
Maybe, but they had all of these other animals also, and I get it. Your points are well taken. I didn't remember anything about the animations because I was always too busy playing to really appreciate them. But Brian's put so many animals all over the place. Like,
I wonder if it follows the same storyline, because remember the mystery of the storyline on the original? Because it's almost like, because the ringmaster was, who was I thought the ringmaster was female on the original, but then wore the ringmaster male mask. Yes. Remember that on the but now it's almost like a juxtapose where it is two separate characters here. And we didn't get clarification on the original storyline either, so we probably won't hear, but it is interesting to see them almost be, maybe it's like a persona of one or the other, so they could still do it, displaying both characters.
I had always, and I could very well be wrong, because I remember that the ringmaster, the green it's a mask, and so
it's a mask,
and then I always thought that the woman on the center of the back glass on the classic with the hair, the blue hair, she was the ringmaster.
I thought so too. Yeah.
And she's on this also, like over in the left in lane. Like I thought that was the ringmaster, but she's not just the ringmaster. She's also one of the performers. And that's part of the, because you can't see who's actually serving as the ringmaster, because
that's true. Yeah.
But then on this one, on this new artistic iteration, I think over off on the right, there's a guy all in purple with a big old mustache. And it's like, is he supposed to, like, are they trying to act like it's like, we don't know who it might be the ringmaster? So anyway, I'm okay with the idea.
A penguin. There's a penguin.
There is.
A snake. A snake. Is that a squirrel?
This is part of,
there's a lot of animals. You're right.
This is what I mean when I say, like, why are there all these animals on here?
Because the circus has a lot of animals, Dennis.
It does. Does it have penguins and snakes?
I hope it has an elephant.
No. Like on the side of the head where there's the monkey with the popcorn riding the lion above the dancing bear who's dancing on top of the elephant's head. Which, let me say, Zach, when you point out that he got his proportions better, maybe don't look at that part, because that bear looks bigger than the elephant it's standing on.
No.
But it's
what about the juggler? Woo!
Yes.
He makes a return.
It's just like, no, he just stuck on like every animal, and all of them are cooler than the Cheshire cat.
Oh, the Cheshire cat hat.
It's just
he's on the Arblades too. That Cheshire cat.
I know, and he's a figure, like he's on the playfield too.
I love it.
I think they have a sculpt. I'm trying to go back. I've got so many photos.
I like that little snake. That's what I like. I like the snake.
I wondered if the snake is supposed to be like a callback to his Totan art. Don't tell American Pinball.
Oh, no.
Maybe he reused the snake.
Even the freaking apron art. I really like the apron art. This is a damn cool
overall,
game.
I think it's a very attractive game, and I'm nitpicking, but that's part of why I'm here. It's a lot of money for a topper that's mostly flat plastic, in my opinion.
Yeah, but man, that is a friggin' pretty overwhelming looking game.
Melvin took with him from Dutch.
I'm taking the cat with me.
Maybe that was the severance. Taking my cat.
It's the divorce. Who gets the pets in the divorce?
Melvin who got Alice's pack of Marlboros? I want to know.
Barry kept them.
Yeah,
or no,
cat,
well, yeah, that's right.
Cat on the left art blade.
Oh no, now you're counting cats.
Oh my god,
you're counting cats.
Same.
The layout's the same.
Cat's on the right sling as a sculpt. Guys, we didn't need this many cat in the hat.
And Dennis likes cats, so
no, I don't. That's probably part of it.
I know.
So full disclosure, no, I'm not a cat person. So.
Where's the puppies? I do like shooting.
Where are
Cirqus Voltaire? So I'm glad that they didn't butcher or change any of the layout there because I
couldn't imagine that they were ever going to touch the layout.
I like the layout, but it needs to be noted for those that who are not familiar with Circus, the original game. It has like a neon light. It's got whimsy with 2 different ramps. It has a physical ball lock, a couple physical ball locks technically. It has a display that's down into the backboard area rather than in the back box. It has a pop bumper that pops out of the play field.
That was always my favorite. It's annoying. It's so annoying.
It is.
But
the
I
boom
saw it was
balloon.
Real clever. And it's got that ball. I think it's the ball that the bear is supposed to be on the ball, I think, not on an elephant.
I always like changing the ball out to have a little LED in it. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. The slings are
I'm guessing all these animals are because of the reference to the menagerie, but
yeah. The
I don't know about
inlays are
that snake.
odd on
That
this
snake
game.
is straight out of touch. Why is there a squirrel?
That's what I said. There's a squirrel.
It's purple wearing the hat of the cat. Change the cat to the squirrel.
Maybe it's like a metamorphosis of all these different animals entities.
This is like the island of Dr. Moreau's menagerie.
And one of the greatest toys in all of pinball is featured on Cirqus Voltaire. It is the Ringmaster. Not only is it a platform with a magnet on it, once you activate that, it holds the ball. The Ringmaster comes up out of the play field, and the ball is still on his head, his hat, and then it flicks around, throws it off the platform. Then you can bash the Ringmaster in the head, so much so that after you hit him enough, it'll raise up even higher, closer to that glass, leaving a gap under his head that you can hit into a subway, etc. It's damn amazing. And then there's like this interactive back box component to this game that instead of just having a translator or back glass, it has like a cannon with a ball that shoots it up and can hit a bell and come down as like a little plinko type of thing. It's pretty meaningless back there, honestly, on the original game, but it's still visually kind of cool because you have movement in the back box. So the game, in my opinion, it's been one of my favorite Bally Williams. It's kind of a winner as a collector. It's fun to play as well, but that's what we get with the layout. Rules, code, moments. Both models are going to have the option of playing the original rules or the new enhanced rules. The new enhanced rules include a new playfield multiplier, advanced skill shot system, more in-depth multi-balls or more depth within those multi-balls, including 2 extra balls. So this is going to be a 6-ball multi-ball optioned game now, a new Menagerie Mania mode, and additional code in future updates. So not a complete overhaul, but it seems like enhancements to make it more digestible and playable in 2026 compared to the rule set of the 90s.
772 is a lot at this price. It's a lot. I mean, it's a popular game. It just comes down to whether the traditionalist is going to rally behind this reinterpretation, because you have to be willing to accept the idea of the reinterpretation. Overall, I think they've executed it visually quite well. Like if you were into wanting just an original game, I think that it makes a compelling package. But if fans of the original, 100%. I don't know.
And if not, they'll get that classic. The sound in this game, you get upgraded speaker and sound system. You get remastered audio, new music, call outs. Lighting is going to be spectacular. spectacular on this game. Both editions are going to receive the updated RGB lighting throughout, like Dennis was saying, that clear faceted inserts and a reimagined interactive RGB neon tube. That's a nice little shift there. A reimagined interactive RGB neon tube.
AKA
basically,
neon's expensive and we're not doing it.
you can't put neon in a pinball machine. I can't believe they did
Sure
the
you
first
can.
time around. Yeah, well, Mad Science or what was it? What is it? Mad Science? What was the Gottlieb game that had neon? Didn't it have neon in it?
Weird Science.
Is it Weird Science?
No, I don't know. I'm thinking of a movie.
Why did I think Weird Science had neon in it? But Cirqus Voltaire, I don't know any other neon used in a pinball machine. It's silly and overkill. It is fantastic to look at. It's awesome having neon in a freaking pinball machine. But nobody in 2026 is going to put neon in a pinball machine.
Strange Science from Bally.
Strange Science, yeah. I wonder if I don't know why. Maybe it was the topper that had neon.
I had to do it. Look, this is where the robots are supposed to serve us. AI says that it had a custom circular circuit styled red neon tube assembly mounted as a backbox topper. Strange Science did.
You know
And of
what?
course-
For people that give old Zachy shit about not knowing about pinball, and I can hold my own. I'm telling you, I can hold my own.
Here's one.
trivia-wise.
Star Wars Episode 1 uses a real neon tube configured to look like a lightsaber mounted
It
inside
does.
near the
That is
display.
right.
I didn't
That's
remember
another John
that.
Papa Duke. Farfalla, or is it? What is it?
I don't
Zachariah
remember
uses a
neon in
lot of like
Farfalla.
Time Machine. I believe uses. Look at me. I've like stumbled upon some magic mushrooms of pinball knowledge here. I think Time Machine.
So I think what we're
Zachariah.
saying is that if they really cared, they'd have used real neon.
Yeah, if you really care. But I do like that this is going to be more interactive. Neon is just on or off. This is going
Sure.
to be, light shows and different
But there's
things.
a natural warmth to neon that you don't get with RGB.
100%. This lighting also has an LED flashing illuminated back box. The Ringmaster Edition also gets these Wonder Rails of Light. That's what they're calling them. That external armor lighting, RGB speaker lighting, and I think an overlooked, but probably is going to pop pretty nice, an RGB upper playfield neon accent light. So it's almost like the upper playfield. I don't know if you call it an upper playfield. I guess it shifts directions up there. So it's not playable, but it's an upper playfield. It's the shroud. It's the base of it is LED. So that looks cool too. Animation and display. They did upgrade this LCD display into an LCD display rather than a DMD in the original. It's 15% larger than the original 90s game. And they feature reimagined 3D colored animation with all classic scenes. At the time of this recording, we only have access to pictures. We have not seen any of the video, so I don't know.
But we know how the game plays because we've
Yes,
played the
yes.
original.
So I don't know what this 3D colored animation will entail, whether it'll be freaking awesome or whether it'll be corny and stupid. I have no clue. Other miscellaneous stuff, they have what they're calling a new quick flipper technology. Zero clue what that is. Again, I have not learned everything about this product. It has not been presented to me quite yet prior to the... I know this is released now, but I don't have that information.
And this is pretty speculative. So my guess is the answer is no. But do you think American Pinball will embrace their version of a Sui?
Oh, wow. Who would be... Oh, you mean like the animation?
Like, I just think do you think that this menagerie has a shit monster?
Well, listening to your take on this, it's that cat. But we'll see.
The cat is a mask, and in reality, it's Sui.
And he just...
If they've done that, I like the cat now.
If poop comes from the cat's nose and you're like, oh, it's a mask.
It's a mask.
It's really Suey. Oh, man.
Sui all along.
And the mustache bodybuilder guy is the grannies. Takes off her thing. Just an inflatable muscle suit. It's me, Granny.
My gosh. I still just don't understand.
I still want to see Granny and Suey make out with poop tongue and all.
No, you don't. You think you do.
Going to town.
You don't.
You think you do. What is this quick flipper technology? Is that like what Turner was doing for tap passing? What is this?
Well,
Quick flip.
The name of it makes me initially have wondered, but I don't remember a history of a complaint like this. But has there been any complaints that American Pinball's flippers felt laggy or slow to respond? I never experienced that.
On Houdini, the old power supply stuff, sometimes they felt sluggish, almost like the early Jersey Jacks.
Maybe I'm just kind of remembering where people remember when Attack from Mars remake came out, and there were all those comparisons because it felt like the flipper timing was different than the Williams one. If American Pinball is doing something to improve responsiveness of the flippers, but this is all me assuming off of a name because I don't remember them having a history of a lot of problems.
Yeah, so we'll see. Built-in Wi-Fi software updates and pin access integration. A new company that a couple of these manufacturers are going with pin access.
Is that like a score bit?
Yeah, I think Turner's gone with pin access. I think somebody else went with pin access too. All right,
I don't think all of these companies can survive these Scorebit-esques. There's going to be only one.
Oh, right now it's Insider Connected. Pricing, Classic Edition, under $10,000. Fully loaded game, $99.89. Weird price, but under 10, basically. The Ringmaster Edition, very LE pricing around the industry, $12,589. So about $12,500 for the Ringmaster Edition. But like you said, that's an expensive game. It's right there.
It is, but it is on par for the market. So it's not like
Toten remake LEs that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's overpriced. It's just
Medieval Madness is $12,000. Quite a difference in discrepancy between price of the Classic and Ringmaster, though. I mean, you've got $2,600 difference.
A cat sculpt.
And if the 17, if you're gonna buy the topper, you go Ringmaster because that's $1,750 alone, and then the other stuff is at least $900.
But you only go Ringmaster if you can accept having a new interpretation of the art. And again, the true fans, I don't know. The CGC formula has always been, we give you the original art.
Yeah, and it's cool that you can, if you're with the Classic, you can still get the topper if you want it. And the scrolls.
Yes, I do think that was a smart move on there.
That was
on AP's.
Yep. And you're still getting the upgraded.
There will be some that like the cat enough.
Yeah, it's a sexy package. Sales. Let's see. We know sales and production timeline. Production timeline. I believe they're going to try to start shipping these here in October. So about a month from now. And the goal is to complete them by, I'm guessing, again, nothing official, just a guess, Q2 of 2027 is my guess. So if they think that they're going to make
ambitious, Zach,
I think they're going to have 1,000 units here, is what it looks like to me.
I could see them definitely selling 1,000 across the two trims, sure. But they're not even done shipping all the Houdinis, are they? Or building them? So I just don't see it. Like they're still building two other games.
Mm-hmm.
So I just don't see them making Q2. I'm sorry.
That owner's not afraid to add to the team, though. I mean, they've brought quite a few people in.
Okay. I mean,
but
we'll see. But so far, this will now be game number 3 in production while people are waiting for orders. So,
yeah, this company intrigues me. It really intrigues me because just knowing the owner and stuff, they're bringing it. They're going to be trying to do everything they can to bring it.
Ask him why this cat had to be so prominently featured.
I'm sure I will get a text. I'm sure I will. What are your predictions for sales, though, in general? Do you think this does well? Do you think this is a flop? Do you think
I think this does pretty well.
Sellout? What is this?
It's like the limited edition. Yeah. No, of the 772 units, no, I don't think. Like, I think you could go a year and there'll still be some. I think it'd get to 500 pretty quick, but I don't know about 772. And then the Classic Edition, I think that's probably good for another 500 to 600-ish. So I think 1,000 to 1,200 units maybe would be my guess.
I think they would deem that a success if they got 1,000
I think it would. No, I think that's very good for them. It's a popular title. It's one of, the J-pop fans are interesting because there's not like one unified agreed upon like best game. In the competitive world, World Cup soccer was generally seen as his best, but Circus was seen as second best. So Circus is pretty respected from a gameplay perspective. I think a lot of collectors like Circus and theater a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I always, from like just a weirdness perspective, was a pretty big fan of Totan myself. But like I enjoyed shooting the layouts of all four of those. So the rules wise, it got to be, but this has its own, you could have this other rule set. So, yeah, I think it's a game you would still consider A tier out of WMS. And so because of that, I think it will move pretty well.
Yeah, it's a good synopsis. I do think that the Ellies will sell out at some point. I don't know if they'll sell out the first day. I wouldn't be surprised if they sold out the first day. I don't think that's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I would be surprised if it sold out the first week.
Would you? Okay.
I would.
These kind of things are so strange whenever it's hard to gauge these remakes. Because Toten did really well. But then again, you take something like Bon Jovi that came out and they had 700 units total. They ended up pretty much close to selling out of those at 700 selling through. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a new game. You see, this is...
Yeah,
it gets
but
weird
I think
when you deal with the remakes because you do
this is
have
more
competition
desirable
with the classic models.
It's more desirable in the hobbyist community than a Bon Jovi themed pinball machine. However,
I would agree, but this has been known to be in the works for a while. But again, of all the things that I've seen clamoring for, Cirqus Voltaire was not high on the list of we must have another one. Like of all the J-pop stuff, it was theater I was hearing most of the demand for.
Well, that'll be coming at some point, I guarantee you. Okay. Yeah, I think overall, I'm excited this game came out because I'm trying to sell my original so that I can fill this in its spot.
Trending down.
Yeah, them poor Cirqus. I've had trouble selling that damn thing. And it's so nice. It's chromed out. It's extremely, I think I have I probably have close to like 14 grand in that damn game. And it's not even selling for 12. So take a loss.
Maybe if you do a striped powder coat.
Something. And I think that's Cirqus Voltaire Reimagined. If you guys want to play one, look for locations that are displaying it. If not, purchase your very own through, of course, Flip N Out Pinball. That'd be greatly appreciated. That's the company that I run. So they've got flipnoutpinball.com, or you can email me, Zach, Z-A-C-H, at flip, the letter N, out pinball.com. We have a really good partnership with American Pinball, so we are getting a nice allocation of the Ringmaster editions, but I don't know how long they'll last, but reach out and get yourself a CV and those scrolls. I love the scrolls.